Okay, so I guess we are live right now. Um, yeah, I think so. We are live. Okay, it's fine. So we are live, I think. And right now we can easily talk about this thing. Just a moment, guys. The stream will start very soon. Just a moment. Give me like 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I guess I'm back. Um, in this video, as I mentioned in my previous stream, that we left off at about list style my class. I have shown how to use about dialog class and show about dialog function in the previous video. In this, we are going to try to look into the drawer class that the Flutter contains. So far we have created a material app widget which contains an app bar. Now, according to the drawer class that I've read from here, that it needs a scaffold, a material design panel that slides in horizontally from the edge of a scaffold. So if I look at the sample over here, so this thing is a drawer. Like when if I slide it horizontally, then this thing will come up like the drawer head like this to show navigation links, messages, profile settings in an application. Now, drawers are typical used in scaffold drawer property. The child of a drawer is usually a list view whose first child is a drawer head. So the list view is actually going to be the child of drawer, and the list view's first child is going to be the drawer head, this one that displays the status information about the current user. Okay, so we can give whatever text we want to give over here, as far as I can understand from this documentation. The remaining drawer children are often constructed with the list tiles, often concluding with the about list tile. Okay, so so the first one will be a list view. Um, just a minute. So the child is going to be a list view whose first child is going to be a drawer head, and the remaining drawer children are going to be list tiles. The app bar automatically displays an appropriate icon button to show the drawer when the drawer is available in the scaffold. The scaffold automatically handles the edge swipe gesture to show the drawer. Okay, let's look at the code, sample code. So first of all, there will be a scaffold which contains an app bar, and also there is a drawer whose first child is going to be a list view. Okay, and the padding is the property of list view, whose edge insets is going to be 0. So there will be no padding, I think. And the first children is going to be a drawer head. Uh, the first widget children is going to be a drawer head, whose decoration is going to be a box decoration. The next and the child of drawer head is going to be text drawer head, and I think this ends over here, I believe. Text ends over here, and this thing is a closure for um, think drawer. So the drawer head actually is containing the text and nothing else. Now the next widget is going to be a list style. So within the list view, we first have the drawer head widget. Then we had the list style widget, which contains an icon and the text message. Another list style which contains account circle and settings as a title. Now, an open drawer can be closed using a navigator app. We'll go into what is navigator.pop. For example, a drawer item might close when the drawer is tapped. For example, like this on tap, navigator.pop. So we'll go into navigator class later on, but just first of all, let's try to make this sample drawer that we can see over here. So in my home directory, I'm going to remove this title. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to remove this app bar property from here. So app bar class from here, and scaffold class insert and press enter from here. Now the scaffold is going to contain first of all an app bar. Okay. Now the app bar will contain title, say, and this is going to be a text widget because title property text widget. So let me see the example. Okay. And I'm not going to give anything further in app bar. Let's move into drawer, and the drawer is going to take widget. Now this is going to be, for the example over here, this is going to take a drawer class. So this is going to take a drawer class, and the drawer class first child is going to be a widget whose first what is the error showing over here? The argument list widget can't be assigned to the parameter type widget. Why not? Wait a minute. No. Oh, this is not a list. This is just a widget. Oh, so the first widget we're going to use according to the documentation is list view. Okay. Now the list view. So actually, the list view is going to be the complete this list containing the drawer header and the different list titles. So if I look over here, the list view contains children of different widgets. First is drawer head, then list style, then list style, then list style. We can use about list style also replacing list style over here. We'll go into that later. Let's go over here, and first of all, we're going to say children, and now this is going to be a widget a list. So the first is going to be a drawer header, and yeah. So we save this file, and now let's see what kind of parameters this constructor take. The first parameter it takes is key, which we're going to ignore in this program. Decoration, margin, padding, duration, curve. Now, what is this margin? What is this padding actually? The padding by which it will insert child. I'm not really sure what this padding will actually do. We look into this every single property as we move on forward. Let's just first create a simple drawer header with child text as saying header. Okay, so this is going to contain a child header, fine, and this is going to be the simple drawer header that we have just created, and let's press enter over here. Let's make a list style. Okay, now the list style is according to this code is going to contain an icon, so you have to say leading, and I can say icon, and icons dot icon was message, so we can say message. Okay, and let's give list styles. Don't worry, I will try to explore all of these classes one by one by exploring every single parameter that they contain. Okay, I forgot to mention the text over here, so oopsie. So we'll give text title, text message. Fantastic. And it also contain a link, contain icon, saying icons dot settings, and title saying text settings. Okay. Um, another list style. Let's say leading. Leading icons dot account circle maybe, and title all right. So we have created the drawer, and within drawer we have the list view, and within list view we have the different kinds of widgets that the list view is going to contain. The first one is going to be a drawer header, and then there will be a list title, list style, like this. We save this file. Let's open up the let's go to this emulator, click on run. Saying running regular tasks sample debug. Might do that. It does take some time to build the project. It's really frustrating first. I don't know why does it take so much time for build. I guess I have to live with it maybe. Yeah, let's wait till it's complete. What are all these widgets over here? Contacts over here. Checking info. As you can see, my computer is running Chrome, Android Studio, and Emulator at all the same time, and I have the 8 GB of memory. So you can see it takes about 90% of memory. It's kind of slow to work with my computer, but I don't have resources to try it. 78% onto the platform, anyways. Waiting till it compiles. Kind of interesting how a programmer actually works on, how a programmer really goes on forward. All day programming and nothing else. Dealing with bugs, trying to figure out why it is not working, and making things happen. It's kind of a fascinating thing for anyone learning programming. So finally it is built and now it's installing. Maybe because my memory is too high, that's why it's taking some time to finally make the project. So okay, so according to the documentation, there will be a leading icon in front of my app bar, as you can see. If I click on it, fantastic. I can see the header and the different kinds of icons and all of this. Now I can, if I tap on any of this, nothing really works because it's just a text. I'm not given any functionality to it. Now let me check if I can do that in my widget. On tap, like if I on tap this thing, then I want to show about dialog. The context is going to be null, and this might throw an error because I have to use another class in this case. What to do? Let me check context. Let's just try to do this thing for the first time. Okay, let's try to do this thing for the first time. Let's press preload. What is it expected? Oh, semicolon. I might think it will show error. I might think it might show error. Might think that. Might think it will show error when I click on message. Yeah, it did show me error. So basically the error that we are facing is material localization is not found. So I have to remove all this thing in a new class, which is really frustrating for any programmer. So class drawer class extends stateless widget, and now I can say widget will context and return back not this thing, but let's go back. Wait a minute, just going back over here and just Control X and Control V. Just return back this thing, and we're gonna say drawer class constructor. So it's gonna call the object of drawer class when the material app is loaded, and we directly call the build function from there. And now I think it might work. Not really sure. Let's try it again. What is it? 45.5, 45.5. Drawer scaffold. Yes, semicolon. Yeah. Populate again. Restarted applications right now. Here are messages now. It now works. No more error. So the problem is to create another class whenever you were using this context um, uh, build context again in Shrinkwrap dialog. I already explained this thing in my previous video. So now you can see a dialog box when you click on the message text in the list style. Fantastic, really fantastic. Now let's try to make this draw header a little bit of better color. Let's try to first check what kind of colors do we have in drawer. Child semantic label. I don't find anything so that I can make this thing as a color. If I go back to my documentation in the drawer class, as you can see, it says drawer header with a color. But wait a minute. Oh, no. Drawer header is the one. So it contains decoration. What is decoration? Decoration for a main drawer class container. If we were applying background, this decoration will extend under the system status bar. If I go to decoration class, okay. So in the drawer header, if I write decoration, and as you can see that it doesn't really align it properly, which is really frustrating. Decoration, and it takes what? It takes a decoration. Decoration. Now I do not know what will this contain. This doesn't really contain anything. Go to the documentation again. Oh, so it contains a box decoration. So let's go to the decoration class maybe. Decoration. What kind of decorations can I use? So box decoration, shape decoration, underline table in. So example, visual painter decoration with box painter. So let's first of all let's go to box decoration for this program. So we will use box decoration. Use box decoration. Okay. Now, is there anything about color in this case? In box decoration, you can use a color, which is color, image, border, box shadow, gradient, or shape as well. So in my box decoration, I'm going to use color, and I'm going to say colors dot say how about this light green color? Fine, fantastic. On this program, and now you can see it gives green color. Now I can change this text font as well. To do that, I have to the comma and check what other parameters we have. We have text align style. So I think it must be style over here. So if I go over here, say style, text as text style object. This text style is going to contain different color, font size, font width. Now font size double. Make this font size say 18, maybe. It's a bit. It is now a little bit bigger. Let's make it a little bit more bigger. Make it 42. Wow, this is not really bigger. Fantastic. Now if I say font family, what kind of font families can we take? Let's take Arial, maybe. I think by default it is Arial and not standard. Let's take something else. What are different kinds of font families available in a program? Font family, font family examples. What would be 5 font families? Serif, sans serif, fantasy. Let's give monospace. Yeah, now it is changed to monospace. Let's give serif. Yeah, it's changed. Can I give a color to it? Yeah, I can give a color to the text as well. Let's give a color, say colors dot red. Save it. Red. So now, as you can see, this goes a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just press enter over here and put it over here as well. There. Enter and fine. So fantastic. This is how this looks amazing. So tap on it, we get a dialog box like this. And can I do like this? Yes, it does work. So if I just scroll like this, it comes up with the text header and the messages settings my account icon. So amazing, I mean, really amazing. So we're still learning. We're not really sure what really goes on in developing an application. So first of all, this thing is really amazing. Now let's move on forward and check what different kinds of properties does every single class is contained. So the first is the drawer class, which contains the child, and this child is typically a list view or a silver list. As you can see, a silver list. I'm not really sure what a silver list is. We'll check that very soon. So drawer class actually contains elevation. So let's give elevation, say something elevation, say 10 rapidly. Let's save it. I don't see anything. Nothing. I give me say 1 and save it. Reloading. Let's go to the run application. Hot reload again. And I'm not really sure what is this. What it is doing. Elevation. What is elevation doing? The z coordinate which places drawer is very transparent. This controls the size of the shadow below the drawer. Okay. Default 16. The appropriate elevation for drawers. The default value is always non-negative. So I am trying to give some other kind of elevation, but it is not working. I do not know why. Maybe we cannot change it. Suppose if I gave, say, bigger number, 40, reload it. But still, I do not see any such change in my code in the thing. If I give 0 over here, if you look very closely, you might just find, I don't know if you can see it or not. If I just zoom in a little bit more, I'm not really sure if you can see it or not. If I just zoom in, if you can zoom into my screen, then you might find that when I give this value, say suppose 50 over here, and get back to my emulator, you just need to see that this shadow over here gets a little dark when I try to reload it. Let's do it over here. You can see that this gets a little bit more dark. Yeah, if I change it to say 100, save it, you should see that it will get much more darker. If I change it to 0, you should see that it gets a little bit of lighter. I know it's not really easy to see, but it works. So we should not really think about it that much. If you have an emulator, or if you are programming right now, you can easily see the difference. As I can see, I save it and it gets a little bit darker over here. This is just elevated from the behind or from the background of the screen. Okay, let's close this thing smaller. Okay, fine. Right. Okay. So let's so far we have created a drawer header which contains the elevation of 16, a child which contains a list view. We can also give a silver list in place of list view, according to the file over here. This contains a silver list. Now I don't know what silver list is. We'll go back to later. First of all, the drawer class also contains elevation child and semantic label. What is semantic label? Semantic label. It says that it is a string. The semantic label of a dialog used by accessibility frameworks to announce screen transition when the drawer is open and closed. Oh, so maybe it is something that all those screen reading softwares use, probably because it's saying that the semantic label of dialog used by accessibility frameworks to announce screen transitions when the drawer is open or closed. Maybe. Let's not ponder about it that much. I'm sorry, this is a mosquito. I tried to hit it. Okay, so let's go back to drawer class and semantic label. So let's not wonder about it that this much. Now let's get back to the drawer class, and let's go to the list view, which is much more important. This view contains axis scroll direction. So scroll direction, axis vertical. Oh, so let's do one thing. Let me add a couple of more list tiles just beneath here. Okay, add a couple of more tiles just like this, and a couple of more. Oops, oopsie. Okay, we have added some more tiles just below it. Now, as you can see, it is like a vertical scrolling. So you can scroll it vertically, right? Now, according to the scroll view of list view, axis scroll direction vertical. Now, as you can see, we go to scroll direction and axis vertical, we go to vertical, horizontal. I'm not really sure how it will do horizontal. Let's go over here and try to change this thing. Scroll direction, maybe direction, axis, horizontal. Jesus Christ. Whoa, ho, ho. I don't see anything. Very strange. Let's change vertical. How it works, but in horizontal scenario, it doesn't really work. Ooh. Let's see an example online. That's how horizontal works. Here, axis dot. All right. Create horizontal list view in Flutter. So this is a horizontal list. Okay, understand. Contain a list of numbers. List view dot builder. Okay, so I guess in the case of drawer class, we cannot really use, we can use a list view as horizontal, but it will not work properly. But in the case of some other classes, we can use horizontal, which as you can see in this code, they're using a container, coloring it blue, and then they can scroll it in horizontal manner. But since we do not know what each insets are and what media query is, and have not really touched into builder function of list view, so I cannot really say that what this thing actually does. I need to first look into this and then I can say that what it does. Okay, so for the time being, just understand this call direction is going to be vertical by default, and um, reverse false. Okay, so reverse is false. What if I change it to true? Reverse as true. True. Okay, so if I do this thing, oh, so the whole thing is going to be in a reverse direction. Wow, fantastic! That is amazing. So the list we just created just right now is going to contain all the list in a reverse direction. Let's make it false. We want to use a reverse list. Let's save it. So it's going to be normal direction. What else do we have? We have physics. I'm not going to worry about this right now. Shrinkwrap. What is shrinkwrap? Um, Shrinkwrap, not really sure what shrinkwrap actually does. Shrinkwrap equals false. Let's change it to true and see what happens. Shrink, shrinkwrap, true. Save it. Reloading it. Nothing really changes actually. Nothing really changes. I don't see anything changing currently. Very strange because if I give shrinkwrap as true, nothing happens in the list. So not really sure what it does. Change it back to false. Cool. Save it. So I don't know what Shrinkwrap actually does because I cannot see any noticeable change in my application so far. Let's get back to there and add automatic keep alives, add repaint boundaries, add semantic indexes. Whoa, so let's try to change all of this. This but item extend. Oh, so item extend is going to make sure physical and item extend is more efficient than letting the children determine their own extent. Okay, so let me change the item extend also over here. Item extend, we change it to 10, double value. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. So the item extend is actually the spacing between different children. What if I give it as 1? Would it work? Nothing really works. 100. Now you can see that the spacing between every single child is much more broader and much more spacier, as we can say. So you can play around with this number and try to see what works best with it. If we remove it completely, then it will take the default item extend value as specified by the list view class. Okay. Now, yeah. So, um, what else do we have? We have talked about the item extent, the what is this primary thing? I don't see what is the reason it's primary. Primary. I don't understand what this primary does. Creates a scroll view using a single child layout. So I don't know what this primary actually does over there. So this became that we have so far Shrinkwrap and item extend, automatic add automatic keep alive and add repaint boundaries. Add automatic keep alive. So by default it is true. It's by default. What happens? Nothing really changes. Strange. Nothing really changes. What is this add automatic keep alive? Got separated. I'm not sure what it does. Add repaint boundaries. Nothing really happens. Semantic false. So nothing really. So nothing can be seen in the program if I not reload it again and again. Nothing really happens. Malformed message. Nothing really happens. Sure what are the functionality of this thing, but we'll learn about them I think in the near future. Let's keep on moving forward. Since this is a complete video of me trying to learn Flutter, not from any person trying to show how Flutter really works. So let's try to go more forward. So what do we have over here? We have into list view and we can't understand what this thing does, that automatically alive or repaint boundaries, semantic indexes, but we'll learn about them very shortly. There's one more thing that I should see, it is padding. In the program in drawer class, there is a thing called padding inside the um, list view, which is going to take an edge inset geometry, okay? So let me go back and try to padding, and it takes an edge insets geometry object. Now, as you can see, the constructor is completely blank and we cannot create an object for an abstract class. So I need to see what different classes does this extend. So currently, I believe some other class must extend this. I think it should be edge insets class itself. The Yeah, so edge insets actually extends edge insets geometry, and this class contains a constructor which is going to create from left to right to from left, top, right, and bottom. So we're going to place the left, top, right, and bottom values over here, and these left, top, right, bottom values are actually double values. I think so. Yeah, double left double top, get top. So these are all the values that we can see. Now one more thing over here is from left top, right bottom, or you can also use dot all and give a double value and import all these values to the left top, right bottom. So we're going to do one thing. Let's go back over names program and padding, and we can say edge inset, just edge inset because it is the class that is returning it, and we're going to use a constructor as an object from left, top, right, bottom. So we're going to say on the left that the 5, top, the 6, and 5. 6. Now, before I save it, let's see the actual look of this application. It looks like this, okay? And if I save on it, you can see that there is a padding, just 5 pixels, I guess, from left, 5 from the right, and 6 from top, and 6 from bottom. We cannot see it because it is right now it is white, so we cannot view it. I do not really know whether I can change the color of it or padding. See any property that I can use for changing color of it set so far. So go to the edge insets geometry class. Not see any property to change the padding color of this. Is there any way in color that you can change color? Uh, don't really see a way to change it. I think I need to do something more in this case. Probably. Right now, I do not really know a way to change the color of this padding. Hope there is a way in the near future to do that. I also want to change the color of this list style. You can see. So, like, is there any way to do that? Let's just check. Tap, tap, like, comma. I would change the color of it. Change the color of list style. List style background color. Change background color of list style. The list style theme. List style theme is an inherited widget. Like others, it just pass down data. So usually you have to wrap any widget above the list style, the list style theme, training that value. Box decoration container. Here in this view, you are creating a container containing a decoration color and a child within it. So, oh, that's also a good way to change the color of a list style, but there is no property of color in list styles. We cannot change the color directly, but we can use certain other methods to that. Like over here, he's doing using container to add a decoration to it, and then changing the color of the decoration, and then adding this style over there. You can do that. So that's one way of doing it. There's one thing we also mentioned is list style theme. List style theme. List style theme. Now, style theme. List style theme doesn't really mean text the leading or the title of it. So we can use list style only. Style theme does really contain style. Widget styles. Let's do one thing. Let me create a list style theme. Just the list. Create a list style theme. And just over here, let me give style Style. Let's start style. It's going to be specified. Style defines the font used for the list type. Style defines the font used for the list style title. So list style. So I change this thing here. Style. List style dot soya. Okay. And what else do we have? Style. And we have the color. So it's going to be a color, color dot but let's say style. Let's take a widget. Over here you can actually list style. Okay. And in this is style. Then just copy this thing. Comma, send comma over here. I give comma over here. We save it over here now. Yeah, reload it, I guess. Nothing really changes. This range. What is it again? I cannot really change here. I cannot really see anything. Uh, yeah, change the sample. Sorry. But the color doesn't really happen. Click on this I came over here. It's style theme. It's style theme. Style list view children. X color of it. Color. The text color is changed, but the background color doesn't really change. Not really sure what this actually is. Fired. Used for icons and text and list are selected. Oh, so it's not the background color. Okay. So it's not the background color, but it's going to be the selected color of it. Or tab. Nothing. I'm pressing it, but the color doesn't really change. Doesn't really change this style. Perhaps nothing, but according to the selected color, the color should change when I'm selecting it. Well, no, I'm not selecting, I'm just tapping it. To select is different, tap is different. So I guess maybe in some other way I can use the selected color property in the list style thing. So for now, let's move it on tap. cannot tap over here. So there is no way that I can change the background color, but I can change using a container if I move and I say within a container you cannot contain all these things, but you can contain a decoration. You can contain a box, which instead in turn can contain colors. You can do a background color, colors, say colors. Now I can see a background color just over here, but I cannot really see the text color over here. So maybe if I use this style theme, and then I remove all this stuff and just say text colors of red, say, like I say type, if I give template this type, so I say leading widget type dot dot title is going to be now. Now I can see the color of the sample changing. I can also change the icon color, output. Now the color is changed. Fantastic. So that's how you can change different colors you want of the list view. So this was a very simple program, very fascinating indeed. You can do one. You can create code dialog box when I use the tabs on any of them. Like I create like a tab over here, and it shows you about dialog box what it does. It shows it out of here. So this is a very simple application, and in the next video we'll try to look deeper. We have covered about the drawer, and we have covered about the list style and the list style view using reverse Shrinkwrap, column direction, and age insets also, and also the list style and list style theme. But we have not covered the drawer header and the box decoration and text style, which I will do in the next video. So I think that's enough for this video, and I will see you again later with much more interesting things and better. So till then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again later. Bye.